Squadcast. I'm Tank Franklin.
Way too nice.
And Gentle Warrior.
Gentle Warrior. Back with us as always.
Yes.
Slightly lower than before. So, lots of shit to talk about in the subject of MMA and sports today. It's WrestleMania weekend. UFC just passed. But first, as always, as is tradition on the show, we will start with the topic of gaming. Gentle Warrior, start us out with your favorite topic in the gaming realm.
Oh, what's that?
Do you even have to guess?
What is that?
I mean, I don't know. My favorite. You mean my favorite
you mean,
game at the time?
Fortnite, maybe?
Oh, I mean, you said favorite topic of in the gaming realm.
Yeah, your favorite game is your favorite topic, is it not? It's the only topic you usually
favorite
bring
current
up.
game right now. Let's talk about it. They dropped a 9 gig. Oh no, we talked about the 9 gig patch a while ago. That was all the bug patch. Nothing really new in my favorite game. I mean, we've been sailing, you know, galleons, sinking sloops.
Thieves is your favorite game now?
Well, no.
Hey, I think we can start off talking about Sea of Thieves.
All right,
though.
we might as well.
Because I have a different outlook on Sea of Thieves
All right,
now.
first off, let me just say, there might be some bonus gameplay footage attached to the end of the Squadcast because a certain somebody was fucking with a galleon for 15 minutes straight today, just harassing them.
Had a little battle there out by yourself.
Had a little battle, sunk them. Went over to the shore to see if they had any loot, was fucking killing them on my ship. One of them kills me, spawn back in to try and steal my ship, stop that from happening, board their ship again, fuck them all up, it's gonna be in there.
Did you have, what a random squad you had on your team?
No, no random squaddies. I was playing this solo.
Solo slooping
at
it?
like 9 a.m. this morning before
Solo
we fucking
slooping
did
it.
anything. Before I even took a shower this morning, I was on the high seas ripping motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That will be attached to the end. But you guys should talk because we've been playing a little bit different.
I definitely have a different outlook. I mean, my first opinions of the game were in the other podcast talked about how it's really just fighting for pants and stuff. And it's to the point where you got to hop on the game. Don't worry about loot. Don't worry about buying gear and shit, and you just scrap. That's it. We hop on, and we found a new strat. We use the explosive barrels where we literally have one man posted on the front of the ship, you know what I mean, and you just ram your ship into theirs, and the guy jumps on, runs downstairs, blows up the barrel, whether it kills himself or not. You usually can sink their ship pretty easily almost every time. You check and see if they got loot, and then that's it. They're going
New
down.
strategy works. I mean, it's real good. I don't know why we haven't thought about this a while ago, honestly. I mean,
we didn't know the effectiveness of explosive barrels.
I mean, I guess that's part of it, but
and
also,
we weren't going out picking
you know
fights
what we
either.
really didn't think about? I mean, we were trying to really, fight ships and, I mean, we were trying to sink them, but mainly we were trying to kill the people on the other ships. It was galleon versus galleon, and we're trying to kill all 4 of them, and by the time, the 4th one is dead, for instance, the first one is spawning back in again.
You got to sink them.
So now the strategy is, straight up sink them. Don't at least one person stay on board, so if they climb on board, you can just blast them in the face, and you obviously have the advantage when you're up top on, your own ship, and then we go over there, sink them, take their loot if they have it. I mean,
you've been having more fun with the game, though.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's a lot more fun. I mean, we could still go out, do missions. They're fun and all, but at the same time, sinking other ships and just getting their loot, you make money and you're having fun.
I mean, there's nothing more satisfying for me personally in this game. Just knowing how long it takes to do voyages. And fucking, I'm gonna put together a highlight reel of some of the ships that we've sunk and had on footage, which no live footage of us talking or commentary or anything like that, but just gameplay footage. I'm gonna put some of that together. If you look at some of these ships that we're sinking, they have 8 to 10 chests on them sometimes. And knowing in this game how long it takes to go from island to island, get missions, do this, blah blah blah. Collect all these chests. It's taking these kids at least 2 to 3 hours.
Well, that's what motivated me to
play
play
like that. And we come up
that.
in a 10 minutes, fucking just little boop, hit them with the ship and just hop on board.
And
with
that
the barrel.
happening to us is what motivated us to even play the game like that. We did a Skeleton Fortress and got wrecked by kids that were probably on PC or something with better connection.
I'm sure we were bitching about it last time on the podcast.
And then I was like, okay, you just steal loot. That's it. You steal loot, and their ship might not have anything. You still get the fucking gratification of sinking another ship, whether they have loot or not. And if they do, you steal it, and that's it. And they always, and it's funny too, because they'll spawn back. You know what I mean? They'll come back in their ship, and they come back and try to fight you again. If you sink them again, then it's just over. They know they can't touch you. It can be satisfying. It's just not rewarding. Satisfying and rewarding are kind of 2 different things.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I'd still take a satisfying feeling on the game. Plus, there is that bonus occasion where you do get that loot, and it feels all the better.
Yeah.
Just you were playing that. It was me and you that one time. Me and Jonathan fucking. We were dicking around for 2 hours, couldn't find nothing. We sneak up on the one sloop, I'm pretty sure, sink them, take a little bit of their loot. As we're going into the outpost to turn into the loot that we got, we see another ship in the distance, and we're like, oh shit, that's got to be them coming back to fuck with us to try to get their loot back.
Nope.
You remember this now? Fucking, as we're coming in, Jonathan's like kind of last second like, ah, fuck it, dude. Let's just go fuck with him.
Because I didn't. We had loot, and I didn't want to go back to the town and have to fight them. I was like, let's just try our chances on the water. We're sinking ships quick. Let's sink them so we don't got to deal with them while we're turning the shit in.
So we come up. They pull up to the outpost. I'm pretty sure they park up or something like that. We roll up onto them. Boom! Crashing into them. Use the gunpowder strat. Go down there. Fuck up their ship. All their shit sinks. We find out. As the ship's sinking, all new, fresh loot starts floating up. We're like, oh, shit, that wasn't even the ship coming back for their loot. Got all their loot, turned it in right there. We're literally turning in the last chest of theirs as they were pulling back in to try to get all their shit back. It was amazing.
It's easier and faster to just go out and steal the loot than it is to do these long, drug-out missions. Like, these one kids, no bullshit, they were a lot of the little chests, like the captain's chest, I think it is, where, like, you get them from digging, castaways, whatever, you're digging them up on the islands and stuff, and it takes a long time. This team of two or whatever had, like, fucking 5 or 6 of them, you know what I mean?
At
like,
least 5 or 6.
they were out there for hours doing that shit, and we just took them all in 10 minutes, and just,
5
that's it. We
minutes.
just cash them in and take them. So
I love it.
The game is fun in that aspect of it. I haven't really played it these past couple days, but that did kind of light a fire in the game a little bit.
I know.
I'm looking forward to an update to add on to it, but that kind of kept me going a little bit.
It's a really satisfying feeling just ruining another person's day, and this is the game for it.
Yeah,
it seems like, I don't know if it's a new update because I've never seen them before, but them like the underwater cavern cave systems that they have where you can like swim and I mean you can't find any loot in them because they said you found one, Jonathan.
Yeah, I did find one, and I was thoroughly disappointed when it didn't have loot. Like I just stumbled across and swam underwater. I had 5 bananas, and I was probably underwater for a solid like 3 minutes, maybe navigating through this shit. And then I found like an air pocket finally, as I was like literally on the verge of dying.
I think that was that same session.
Yeah, and it had a small tunnel like way deep. Like I'm telling you, like diving so deep and like underwater, like, and then it finally had an air pocket where it was like a small tunnel with torches.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, there's about to be a fucking ridiculous chest here. We're gonna swim this bad boy back up. And it was just nothing. It was just a straight dead end. And then I think I died on the way out. Or actually, I might have made it out alive. But I don't know. I feel like there maybe should have been loot there. Maybe the game glitched out. Maybe it's something for later or something. But
That's
I don't know.
I think it is.
They made that into the game
Yeah,
where
I
it wasn't
think
just
they saved it
accidental.
for
Like there
later.
should have been a big chest down there, a certain underwater cavern chest. You know
It
what I mean?
definitely feels like lots of spaces for them to
Or-
be putting missions or secret
Hold
loot
on,
for
this
later
actually,
updates.
I didn't even think about this when it actually happened.
What?
Could that be real high level missions? You actually have to, okay, walk 8 paces east and you'll
dive
find out.
through an underwater
Yeah.
cavern. It
Is
just
that
says
what it-
underwater cavern on the little riddle thing.
Yeah, exactly.
maybe.
I mean,
It just felt like there should have been something there because there was torches. There was a small hallway with torches, and the only air bubble down there. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it seemed
No,
like
I seen.
it seemed
Yeah.
like they made it for something. So maybe that's in the future.
I think some future update eventually there's gonna be shit in there to explore. But yeah, other than, I will say the missions are mostly fucked. But me and Tommy Gunn have kind of discovered the worthwhile way to go through missions. Fucking the Merchant Alliance missions, man. You fucking go to them. You cancel the Merchant Alliance thing. You stack up all the chicken coops. Because right now in Xbox, it seems like pig pens, at least for us, every time we've tried to turn in a pig, it fucking despawns on our ship. So pigs are worthless right now. So you load up a bunch of chicken coops, and then fucking you just wait for the missions that say like 1 golden chicken, 2 golden chickens. Go to an island. You load up all your chicken coops with golden chickens. You go turn into 2. Wait for another mission. Oh, golden chicken to this outpost. Literally, you got all your golden chickens right there. You just drive to the other outpost. It takes you like 10 minutes, and you make like fucking these
At least
chickens
$1,000,
sell for
right, pretty much.
1,400 gold. They guarantee $1,000. It's like 1,400 to 1,700 gold the chickens sell for. It's ridiculous. So we found that's a good way to make some money, and I feel like it's good for what we're doing for sinking and shit. Because if somebody does end up killing us or sinking us, the only loot we have on the board is a bunch of fucking chickens.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I've hopped on a ship before, and that's been the case where it's like you hop on, it's like, oh, all they got is fucking chickens. Like, this isn't even worth bringing back to the ship. Because if you don't have the mission, they're worth nothing. So, Sea of Thieves, it's been a lot more fun. We've been ripping a lot more. The footage that you're going to see after this podcast will prove to you that I'm a professional pirate pretty much in this game. Just go out and fuck up fucking galleons with a sloop by myself. It's no problem. So, Dave, any final thoughts?
that's about it. I mean, we pretty much covered it.
All right, so you might as well transition right into Fortnite and get gaming out
Hasn't
of the way.
been too much new. I mean, there's not.
What about have you even talked about explosives and all that?
I
shit
mean,
since
the
the last
only
podcast?
thing new is the guided missile. And I'm pretty sure we covered that on last podcast. I was bitching
Did
about
we
it
talk
being
about
OP.
it?
Yeah, we talked about the guided missile. It
Yeah.
did come out.
But were you playing? Was there explosives only game type?
I
Nah,
believe that's pretty new as
Yeah,
of like
that and
since
vending
last week.
machines has been the only thing that changed in this past week, pretty much from last week to this week.
I
Vending
honestly like
machines,
the
which
game
ain't
mode
really
a
a big
lot. I
deal.
mean, all explosives only. They give you C4 RPGs, grenade launchers, which is dubbed the egg launcher for
Oh, shit.
seasonal reasons.
Seasons.
RPG and guided missile, and you get like the boogie bomb impulse, little campfires, all your secondary shit. But so anyways, yeah, I mean it's a lot of fun. It's RPG. Pretty much comes down to everybody having RPGs or a guided missile. And guided missiles you can push real easy. You can build right in front of you. You can build a box so they can't, actually put damage down on you.
Take the batteries out.
So-
Just take the batteries out.
The explosives have been a lot of fun. I mean, I don't think everybody's really enjoyed them. Like, the squad I'll play with Matt and all the other
Alright.
people.
Hasn't your complaint been so far that the guided missiles kind of make people pompous, and the fact that all they want to do is sit there and build a base and launch guided missiles?
Yeah, that's the problem. Is if you go into solo, because they give you the option to go into solo or squads, no duo. So if you go into solo rockets or explosives game type, it's all good because if somebody's using a guided, you can push them real easy as they're sitting guiding the missile itself. But if you're playing squads, it's kind of like a nightmare, honestly, because most of your squad will sit there with guided missiles hiding right on the edge of the storm, and it'll be like guided missile fights going on all over the place. I'll push people, kill 3 people in a team, get down by their last one, and then no one's there to revive me because they're all, miles away with their guided missiles. And everybody likes
I
them.
haven't been a fan of the guided missiles since they came to the game, honestly. I mean, it's just like you said, you just sit there and you just fucking launch them repeatedly, and you can kind of just build a box real quick, you know what I mean? You're going to block that shot, and then by the time, it just really just keeps you pinned down. It's the fucking
I will
don't
say
know.
the
It
best
kind of
thing-
fucking annoyed me.
As a non-player of this game and a person who just watches Dave and fucking Jonathan play it, I will say that the guided missiles have brought me some comedy in the sense that there's been some great clips of certain people that we play with launching up a guided missile. Oh, yo, look, there's a guy right there. He's not even moving.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
Oh my god, I hit myself.
I forgot to mention, but whenever you actually shoot the guided missile, I don't know if this is Fortnite's intending to do this or if they're gonna patch a bug or whatever. I don't even know. But long story short, when you shoot a guided missile, your name tag goes over the guided missile, so your teammates can see where you're shooting. But your name tag leaves your actual person that is, sitting on the ground. So
AKA, so retards will go, oh my god, there's a guy here. He's not even taking damage.
so
What's
people,
going on?
so people don't even realize. Yeah, they'll turn it around and shoot themselves and put damage on themselves, which I've recorded firsthand.
So that, in that sense, I've liked the guided missiles. Is there any? All right. What is to just say one more? Talk a little bit about Fortnite and then fucking move on. What do you think is the next thing that they should add to make this game
That they should
more
add,
fun?
or that they're going to add.
Well, all right. Well, what's the rumors for what's going to be added?
Well, I mean, all right. The only thing I don't even know if it's rumored or if it's canceled, but the jetpack, that's been talked about. I think, honestly, I think at this point
It's like they
canceled
scrapped
it.
that because
I
that
think
came
they
up on
scrapped
actual
it.
Just
Xbox,
probably
like
so
coming
much
soon
negative
type shit.
feedback.
Yeah, it came
Yeah.
up and actually said coming soon. Usually when it says that on the Xbox, it'll like
Yeah,
next
it'll
couple
be there
days
in a
it's
couple
out, so
days.
I'm glad they kind of scrapped it, but the guided missile kind of had a negative impact in my eyes on the game.
I mean, it didn't though because shitty players can hide there and shoot it, and you can sit there and push them and kill them efficiently as they're like, trying to guide this build real
I'm
quick.
not really sure what they could add to the game, honestly. I mean, I'm kind of just happy if they keep coming out with new guns and stuff. You know what I mean?
All right,
What
well,
type of
game
gun?
type, the weekly game types are kind of cool.
Is there
you
a
know what I
type
mean?
of gun that you would like to see added to the game?
I don't know. I can't really say if there is or isn't. I mean, I can't really think of different guns that would be.
That's the
added.
thing
It's
is, I
got
mean,
kind of a little bit of everything.
they
Got
have-
the ARs, the snipers. It kind of has the classes covered. I guess they're just different variations of cool guns, maybe. But they don't want to ruin it, so I just like the weekly game types. That's what I like. You know what I mean? Like this week, the explosives. I don't really fuck with it too much. I don't really play it, but like next week it could be something cool. You know what I mean? So that's what I
The
like.
problem
like
what
that.
they're going to run into is they're going to run into eventually they run out of game types, they run out of everybody gets bored of the new weekly gun, which it's already kind of at that point. They really can't add any type of guns, anything like that, but potentially maybe make it like COD where you can pick your game type instead of solo duo this final man wins. Maybe they make objective-based games where you actually
Like
have
a team
respawn or-
deathmatch, maybe.
Who knows?
I would
I mean,
like
that's
to see objective
really-
games.
you know, that's-
Imagine a 50v50 captured a flag on this fucking game.
Yeah, it would be crazy.
even
be
if you
nuts.
don't respawn back in, that would even be interesting.
And they don't
That
have
would
to.
be
They don't
crazy.
have to commit to adding it to the game completely. They could just do a weekly thing first.
Exactly,
You know what I mean? Just
experiment.
do a weekly team deathmatch, or like you guys said,
Or like domination, maybe.
yeah.
Like capture 3
yeah,
points on the map.
exactly.
There's
exactly.
a lot they
That's
can
what I'm
do.
saying.
And
That'd
the
be cool.
game's young, so I'm sure they're gonna do it. You know, it's just a matter of doing it.
Hopefully.
I think that's what they'll do. They'll do it as a weekly game, and then if they like it, then they'll make it a permanent fixture.
Because
That's
honestly,
how
for
they- yeah.
me, until this game has something besides the battle royale shit, like I'm not gonna be playing it.
Yeah.
Because I don't like battle royale.
Yeah.
I would like a more objective, team-based kind of game. But
Yeah.
And I like now that I'm used to like the fighting style and the guns and stuff. Like I think it would be neat. You know what I mean? To have that kind of objective style. I'm
So-
sure it'll be coming out. I'm sure it will be.
and
I just
the
want the tilt the tower shit to happen. Maybe.
Oh
I
yeah,
want the, I want the comment.
You guys not
I think
talking
we
about
did
that?
talk about
I'm
the
almost
discovery.
positive.
of the
Yeah, we
comment,
mentioned
yeah,
that a
but
week
now
ago.
it's
'Cause
kind
that's
of
been rumored. Supposedly the meteors grow, and it's been rumored
my God,
all
it's
over
coming,
the community.
everybody.
apparently
I
the
mean-
Morse code random vibrations dates to April, so it's gonna happen.
Supposedly that date was on April 1st, though, or like.
April Fool.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I think
Alright.
it just said April.
I
of
do believe this
2018.
so-called meteor is going to eventually strike because there's no reason
mean,
they
they're
would add
showing it.
random telescopes looking up at it, and they actually added a meteor in the sky where it's like you could see the sun.
It's gonna hit
and then-
somewhere.
Yeah, so I mean,
What if it's all been a ruse? It's not going to tilt the tower.
Nah, it's just
going
gonna
right
hit,
to
and they're
Tomato.
just gonna like global extinction. Game's done. No
yeah,
more updates.
game
Yeah,
over. We
right.
got all your
Yup.
money.
Yep. You
Game
guys bought
shut
all these
down.
fucking skins. We hit our numbers.
Oh, how
See ya.
great would that be if they did that just to troll everyone?
That's
just
another
shut
thing
the
too.
game down?
That's another thing though. This game is making ridiculous money on skins.
I know.
They just released a
That's
new
why-
skin that like people fell in love with, and dude, it's 2,000 V-bucks, which works out to be about $20. And when you hop on a 100-game lobby, at least fucking 15, 20 of them have the new skin instantly. Like I watched it change, and I hopped into a lobby seconds after, and literally like 15, 20 people had it instantly. Like
Yeah.
that's fucking $100 right there.
That's
you know
why I
what mean?
think Sea of Thieves is talking about kind of doing that same model where it's like they don't charge for the content updates, they just charge for microtransactions with skins and stuff like that. I feel like they should get on that fast, honestly, if they want to keep that game alive.
that's
'cause
what they're gonna have
There's
to
a
do.
lot of times when we play Sea of Thieves and it feels like there's not a lot of people playing it, but
Yeah.
we could be wrong.
But do you really want them doing that? I mean, making skins you have to pay for with real money.
No, you could just do it where you pay for fucking the gold in game
Yeah.
or whatever. I wouldn't be mad about that, honestly.
Yeah, like you have like your regular clothes, but then you have like the
Well,
buyable
the- alright,
DLC
here-
clothes.
Here's the thing: is the problem with the game is they already have a system based where you pay for, you have in-game gold that you make from missions and you buy stuff with that. That's the problem is they already have a system made where that's what you do. They can't make like new skins like, oh, you can play as Captain Redbeard, Captain Blackbeard, whatever. And it costs this amount of money because they kind of already have that. You can dye your beard or change your beard color, I'm sure. And you can kind of already do like that. So I mean, I don't know if they would be able to jump on like.
What do you mean? Of course. Are you saying that they can't add new skins to the game?
I'm saying they can add new skins, but what would
They're
they add?
going to
Like,
definitely.
what can
you
they
could say
really
the same thing
change?
about Fortnite. Well, what skins can you add? And then they add some
But
new
no,
gay
what I'm-
skin and say, oh my god!
What I'm saying is when you start Fortnite, you don't have the option to go out and do missions and get new skins.
You're
It's
saying that
just
they
like-
can't add the aspect of paying for them with
Yeah,
real
because you're
money.
already-
Of
You're
course
not-
they
okay.
can.
But-
Who says they can't?
How would they?
How
They would-
would they?
They would still
That's
have
not
like
it.
the
What
free
do you
ones you
mean?
can buy. Like they would have the regular ones or whatever, and you would just be able to like right now you only have 3,000 gold
So
because
you're
you only
saying they
have
would
in your
have
bank. You
exclusive buy.
it'd just be
only
like-
You
ones.
can do that.
like buy yourself gold, like DLC gold. Like you'd be
Yeah.
able to buy
How hard
10,000
is- why
gold
is
for
that such a foreign
$5.
concept?
No,
Concept.
it's not. But who's realistically gonna buy? I mean,
What do you
Our
mean?
fans really
Who's
got-
realistically gonna buy retarded cosmetic shit that means nothing? Fortnite.
but it's way different.
It's
you don't
not.
have.
It's not.
You can in Sea of Thieves you can change your costume by paying for in-game gold. Yeah, I get they can add exclusive skins, but I mean realistically, are people going to do that? No, you can already change your
Yes,
skin
they
as much
are.
as you want.
Not if there's some other swag exclusive, like, alright, say some Jack Sparrow fucking skin comes out and you can only
People-
pay $5 for it. People will fucking pay $5 for it. You can't say they won't because you know they will.
Or you can't tell me
It's
like,
gonna
all
be
right, so me for
very few and far
It's
between.
gonna be very few and far between. Look at fucking Fortnite, dude.
I would pay $5 for
Fortnite's
Fortnite's
this
like
completely
sales.
different somehow.
Fortnite is
People
is
pay
making,
for skins
dude,
on that.
Fortnite
It's
broke
different.
streaming numbers.
Dave, that
It's-
has nothing to do with what we're talking about, though. You're arguing the fact that people won't pay for bullshit in the game,
Would
and
you?
I'm arguing the fact. Dave, I wouldn't pay for it in Fortnite either. You paid for it in Fortnite.
I wouldn't in Sea of Thieves.
Well, I wouldn't in Sea of Thieves though, because that's completely different.
It is somewhat popular. People will, I guess. People would
It's
buy
like
it for the
probably
thing.
one of the most top 5 or top 10 popular games right now. Honestly, Sea of Thieves just came out. It's still pretty
Maybe
popular.
for the time being.
Maybe. I don't understand why you think it's so retarded.
Because you can already make your skins, and there's no motivation to change your skin as is. Have you?
Because they don't have any great ones. Well, the ones that are pretty good, you have to fucking do assloads of missions.
That's what
to
I'm saying.
unlock 'em.
I haven't
If
done
you
enough
could
missions
pay,
to buy
if
it.
I could pay $2 to fucking unlock the shit that I would have to do fucking 48 levels of Order of Souls, I might do it.
Like that front
If it
mantle
was
on the
cooler
ship.
than the 2 options that they have now. That's the thing. They just need more shit. If they just
I
add
mean-
more cool shit to the game, people will fucking pay for it. It's proven in
Yeah,
other
people
games.
people will pay for it, but I just don't think it's going to sell. Like, I don't know. I think they're going to get tons of negative feedback if they do it.
I don't think so. As long as you can make it so there's still shit that you can get in the game with the regular gold, then why would people care?
There's
But-
people that would hop on and just, all right, instead of going out and collecting 300 chickens so I can get that front mantle on my ship, I'll pay $5 and be able to get
Yeah,
the
but
front mantle
tons
and an
of people
outfit.
They
do
Like,
can
that.
they
would
do
pay
that.
just to get their bank up.
They
you know
can
what
do
I'm
that,
saying? Like,
but
people do it in Overwatch for loot boxes.
People
Like,
do it in Overwatch,
instead of like you
Fortnite,
buy
any
20
game.
loot boxes to get that extra skin.
CS:GO, any game. They do it
I
all
mean,
the
they
time.
can do it. What I'm trying to argue is I don't think the numbers are going to be huge. I don't think it's going to sell.
It all depends
I mean,
on how many
dude,
people play
realistically,
the game.
we're
Yeah.
hanging on to even play the game as is. You know,
I
that you
guarantee
still
if
even
you look
enjoy
it
it.
up, though, there's still tons of people playing it. It's one of the new games out right now. Like, what else
No,
is out?
I know.
What
It's
else
gonna-
I was
but-
surprised that you can't buy currency when we started the game.
Right?
That's like kind of like standard for any game. It's okay, you can earn the money or you can stack up your bank and give me.
Uh-huh.
You pay $10 and you'll be able to have 100,000 in your bank instantly, and you could buy whatever skins you want. I'm surprised
Almost
that
every game
that's
does
like
that shit
going to
now.
standard.
Even
you know
Halo's
what I mean?
doing that shit
I
now.
mean, well, that's the thing is they should have done it from the get go because you know, like I said, it's barely gonna sell. I think there's a ton of people that are like, you know, like us three. I mean, unless I'm by myself, I'm barely even hanging on to play the game. I'm trying to figure out things to keep me even wanting to play the game, let alone to spend money on
Two
it.
content updates with fucking tons of shit to do, and you'll be back on the game.
That's
Damn,
what I'm
this is
hoping
fun.
for. That's what I'm hoping for. I just want better missions. That's all I want.
That's the
Some
thing. As soon as they
NPCs.
add more shit
Just
to the
add
game,
some
you're gonna wanna play it.
NPCs.
That's
all.
what we're hoping. Yeah, we're hoping they're gonna add more shit.
Well,
but I
what do
mean,
you think? They're just gonna leave it how it is right now?
I mean, I just don't think they're gonna add stuff that is gonna satisfy everybody. I
Just
think
gotta
they're gonna add just a different guild where it's like instead of killing skeletons, who knows whatever, but it's gonna be like
I think
Dude,
the next thing they're going
there's
for is
tons-
more.
they have 3 different guilds, and do
people
any of them
playing.
guilds have any lore to really do the missions? No.
Who
You know what I
cares?
mean?
But that's why you add another one.
The only thing they
To
could
add
add is
more
like
fun shit to do.
NPC
What if the next
ships or,
guild
like-
in fucking adds NPC ships?
all
they
right, then
can
I'll
do
play
that.
for another week, and then
Or
we'll
what
be
if they
bored.
add to where you literally can hop in a lobby and have like 3 sloops in your team if you have a party of 6 or 2, like, you know what I mean, 2
We've been
sloops where
waiting for that
you could
shit.
be out
That's
there
what
with
we've been
like
talking
fucking 3
about.
ships, V5 ships. You got 2 galleons, 2 sloops, all firing cannons.
Because
Like,
Rare is not going to catch on until a year later, and then they're going to say, oh, okay, now you can do 2 sloops side by side. It's
That
going to
would
be
I
way
don't
too
think
late
it's
by
gonna
the
take
time.
that long, dude. I don't understand why you think this game is like a retarded game.
Because it was rushed. They had a 9.
They rushed it out.
they had an
because they
update
wanted
that
to
was
make
as
money
big as
so
the
they could
game
fund
just to
the
fix
rest of the
bugs.
shit.
What other game has had an update as big
Tons.
as the game just to
Tons
fix
of games
bugs?
do that shit. Fucking ESO had fucking like a 30 gig fucking
And that was a
update.
shitty ass game.
Exactly. Games do that all the time. But I'm just saying. I don't know why you're hating on this game for no reason.
Because
acting like it's
I
already
spent
a piece of shit.
$60 and I feel like I've been cheated out of like.
All right, you feel like you've been
time.
cheated. We've been having fun with it. Anyway, getting past the fucking gaming subject. Los Angeles Valiant. They're started up the fucking stage 3 of Overwatch League. First matches, I've barely watched any of, but
stage 3 is like the playoffs.
no, stage 4 and then the playoffs. So it's like halfway through. But Los Angeles Valiant swept fucking Seoul Dynasty though in a surprising match, which was only 2.75 stars. Not that great of a match, but Seoul getting swept 4-0 because they didn't have 3 of their main niggas in the thing.
Where were they at? What the
I
hell?
don't know. They benched him and decided they were using these second strings. And one of the guys out was their best support, fucking Jaehong.
Were
so
they even
got
losing
crushed.
to make them switch guys, or what?
I don't know. I
That's
don't
weird.
know. It seemed weird. It seemed
Yeah, that
almost
is
like
weird.
it always seemed like the second string players were bitching, like, "Oh, you guys never play us. You guys never play us." And it's like,
They
all
got
right,
cocky,
go
like
play.
go ahead and play. You
Yeah, and then they get trashed. That's
That
kind
might
of
have
what
been
it
what it
seemed
was.
like.
They got cocky.
So that's covering the gaming topic pretty much because there's no other gaming news really that I've looked up. But there has been news in another realm.
Oh yes, there has.
UFC 223. Let's
go down in history.
Let's go through the timeline of the series of events that's happened today here, gentlemen.
I think we should start with how the card should have been. The
This
first, like,
card started with the main. We talked about it on the last podcast. It was Tony Ferguson versus Khabib Nurmagomedov as the main event.
how things have changed. How things have changed.
Changed drastically. On the day we recorded our last podcast, news came out. Obviously, we didn't know about it at the time of recording. News came out that Tony Ferguson had tripped and fell and tore fucking his MCL, LCL, SCL, all kinds of CLs, tore fucking ligaments off his bone because he was at Fox doing UFC media shit or whatever. Back somewhere, goes to shake somebody's hand and trips over a fucking wire apparently and tears fucking ligaments off his bone.
Some tech guy is getting fired, by the way.
Somebody is getting fired for that blunder. So he initially thinks that it's cool, like he doesn't think it's a big problem. After a couple days, he goes to the doctor. The doctor tells him it's fucking torn ligaments, blah blah blah. He's like, all right, I want a second opinion. Goes to the UFC doctor. They tell him it's torn ligaments. It's like you're getting pulled out of the fight. So, this is like a week before the pay-per-view. At, like 5 days before the pay-per-view, Max Holloway they decide he's going to step up. He's the featherweight champion currently. He's going to step up and fight Khabib for the interim championship. So, they're fucking, it's like days before the event. They're at the fucking, at Brooklyn, they're at the hotels, they're doing getting ready for weigh-ins, everybody's cutting weight, blah, blah, blah. Like, 2 days before the pay-per-view, Max Holloway came in like fucking, they said he was around like 180 or whatever, so they said it was going to be a really difficult weight cut for him. The doctors apparently tell him, you can't cut any more weight, you're fucking unfit to fight. They pull him out of the fight. So that changes up the main event like crazy. Fucking after that, I'm pretty sure they asked Anthony Pettis to fight, right? Is that how the series of events goes? They asked Anthony Pettis to fight. The athletic commission wanted to like weigh him in again, I'm pretty sure, because I think the thing was he weighed in at like 155.2 or something like that.
And then I don't think he got a second chance to weigh in again. Like to go, I think they usually give him a chance to run and go try to cut that .2 and come back, but they like took the scale or something.
Well, no,
or something
he had
I read.
weighed in for that at his fight, and it was cool. They were cool with him fighting at that for his fight because he was going to fight Michael. Oh, actually.
It wasn't for a belt, though.
Hold on. We're missing the key factor in a series of events. So Max Holloway pulls out, blah, blah, blah. Then enters Conor McGregor. We've all seen the footage of the fucking freak out, the fucking everything that's happened. The way it went down, as far as I know, is Artem Lobov, who's Conor McGregor's training partner and trains at the gym, blah, 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 he's his friend or whatever, was getting into an argument with Khabib.
Which there is actual video footage of that in the hotel room before the incident with Conor.
Yeah, you can watch footage of that. They're both Russian, so they're arguing in Russian, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't look like anything physical really happens.
But Khabib is kind of kept walking up to him, and they would kind of walk away, and you just hear a lot of Russian talking. And Khabib would like get real close to him and start talking, and there was a big crowd of people not wanting to pop off, and it was kind of like tense, but there was just a lot of Russian arguing going on. Who knows
Nothing
of what?
actually happened other than
nothing that
arguments.
deserved Conor's reaction the next day. I'll tell you that.
So apparently, because of that, Conor McGregor gets word from Artem Lobov that this guy's talking shit, blah blah blah, or whatever the fuck he said. Decides that it's a good idea that he's gonna fly from Ireland with like 20 fucking goons from the Irish mob, probably. Brings them in. They fucking invade the building. They get let in by apparently Mac Life people, which I guess are like
a security company, probably.
No, Mac Life. It almost sounds like press for Conor.
I'm not sure.
Mac Life might be a show for Conor. I don't know what the fuck it is. Whoever the Mac Life people are, they're the people who let him in. So fucking Conor goes down. Mind you, Artem Lobov is in the fucking crew of goons with him. They go down to the parking lot. The other fighters they had just, I guess, been working out or doing media or whatever the fuck it was. All the buses are backing out of the parking lot. They're going to go back to the hotel. You see Conor and the goons just come swarming in out of nowhere. They start throwing shit at the bus. A fucking dolly gets thrown through the bus. Cuts Michael Chiesa. Fucking Rose almost gets hit with a dolly. She's freaking out. Another dude, I think, got hurt. Ray Borg, I'm pretty sure.
Ray Borg was also he
got cut.
wasn't able to fight. Yeah.
Yeah, he got cut.
And it's funny too, because I was looking up all about this right before the podcast, and there was a video, like you could see they kind of slowed down and zoom in on Lobov's like reaction when Conor threw the hand truck through the window. Like, you see like Lobov is like running towards him, and he kind of stops or whatever, and like his eyes get real big, and he goes like this. Like he kind of like seemed like he knew what was happening, but he didn't know that Conor was going to take it to that level. Like, maybe they were just going to go there, you know, be on camera, beating on the windows or something, and then falling back. But now, like, Conor took it to a next level.
I was saying before.
That might have been their angle and all going there just to scare him, beat on the window, be on camera, bitching them out, and then kind of walking away. But then Conor took it to a next level.
Exactly. It feels like Conor came up with the plan, like, all right, we're going to do, like, a fucking pro wrestling angle almost. We're going to go down to the place and fucking stir up some ruckus. It's going to do great fucking press and media and blah, blah, blah. And that's just going to hype up the fight for Khabib because, I mean, honestly, at the end of this, even though Conor took it too far and fucking shit popped off and we might as well fucking say that after Conor fucking attacked the van, blah, 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 there's video of him. They all just run away. Have you seen the footage? They all dip into the van, like fucking him and 5 of his goons just dip into an SUV and then roll out. After that all happens, everybody's freaking out, blah, blah, blah. Cops get called, obviously. And a warrant goes out for Conor's arrest. They fucking invalidate his passport. They ground his jet. Make it so he's basically not leaving the city. He turns himself in, like, I think sometime the next day or whatever. He's in jail for probably, like, 5 hours or whatever. And then posts his bail at $50,000. And right now he has a court date set for June 14th, I believe. So I think his charges are... What was it, Dave? We looked it up. 3 assault charges
and 1 misconduct or
one
like some
felony misconduct or some shit like that.
Yeah, some minor charge, but the 3 assaults were pretty serious.
Yeah, 3 assaults, and honestly,
he's probably gonna get sued by the fighters.
Yeah, he's probably gonna get a
especially the one that was fucking cut. You know what I mean? He's definitely gonna sue him. And you made him lose a fight, like that could be like suing for his wages that he might have made in the fight type shit. Like he honestly
doesn't give a shit, dude. He has the money to pay it.
Who knows if he has the money, dude? These fucking fighters, especially people like Conor, blow money, blow.
I'm sure he does have money, though.
Yeah, but just from that Mayweather, the millions of dollars he took away from that, I mean, he's got. There's no way he spent $300 million, was it, or how much was it? I mean, come on.
You never know, though. You don't know what it's like to spend money like that till you got it.
And he might be fucked up, man. He might be on drugs or something.
Dude, $300 million is he's good. Like
I don't know. He's $300 million. That's a little. He's gonna get. That's like what Floyd's made. Like almost. Like you know what I mean. Like
I'm pretty sure that fight. I forget what the numbers were, but they both.
It's a lot of money, nonetheless.
Crazy
and he's gonna get sued for a lot of money.
He's gonna get sued for a lot of money.
You know what I mean?
All right. As far as like his mental state, is it drugs? Because I think
hard
it's
to say,
personally drugs.
I mean, but some people, you know what I mean, don't need the drugs to be over the top. Like that could be his ego getting to him. You know what I mean? You never know. I mean, while he's fighting, he's not on drugs because he's getting tested. You know what I mean? But who knows? He hasn't fought in a while. Who knows where his mind's at? He thinks he's just on top of the world. He thinks money isn't an option and it isn't a problem for him. So maybe he thinks, fuck it. What are they gonna do? They're gonna arrest me. I'm gonna be out. You know what I mean?
I think
they
exactly
let me leave.
what
Like
it
it's
is.
just. And he
Money's
knows
not a
that
problem,
Dana
he just
White
lives
will let him
life.
fight again because Dana White loves the publicity.
And
Dana White's reaction to this whole thing is kind of fucking watching videos.
So the day it happens, Dana's on the camera like talking all kinds. This is the most disgraceful thing that's ever happened in UFC. Blah blah blah. Conor should be arrested. Blah blah blah. I hope he gets sued by all these people. The most disgraceful thing. Cut to reaction after fucking the pay-per-view and all that.
I mean, way worse things have happened in other sports. I'll take exact words. I'll take a hand truck through a window any day. I mean,
and he's still talking like Conor's gonna fight again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, anytime he was asked a question,
his eyes lit up when one of the reporters asked him, "What do you think about Conor and Khabib in Russia, next year or something like that?" His eyes lit up, seeing dollar signs. He was loving it, man, and he was real defensive and tripping over his words, and then every time he'd be like, "Huh, what, wait, what'd you say?" Like, I don't know. It was a weird interview, man.
it was
very weird.
He looked strange. Like,
yeah, he was
you could tell
backpedaling.
he was flustered.
Yeah, he was backpedaling on a lot. Well, I didn't know Conor was coming here. He wasn't coming here to meet me. That is a lie. It's like, nobody even asked you, dude. What are you talking about? Like, I don't know.
That was the
he was
weirdest
acting funky.
thing about the interview is like somebody asked him basically along the lines of like, "Oh, you had plans for Conor going into this." Like the way he worded it, it like confused Dana, and I guess he thought he was talking about something else.
Yeah.
But he basically asked him like, "Oh, what were the plans for Conor, and how do they change now?" And then like when he heard the word plans, I guess Dana that set off a trigger in Dana's mind. He's like, "What? What do you mean plans? There's no plans for this. Conor didn't call me. I didn't know about this whatsoever." It was a little bit weird and shady. Like I don't know. And talk about some weird and shady, like, working pro wrestling angles and shit. Brock Lesnar kind of factors into this, too, because when he was asked about Brock Lesnar, he's saying some shit like, "Oh, yeah, I don't know. I think Brock Lesnar's probably definitely fighting for us." And then when they asked him about WrestleMania, and he's like, "Oh, will you be there at WrestleMania?" He's like, "Yeah." And then the guy's like, "For Brock or for Ronda?" He's like, "Oh, for Ronda." I didn't even know Brock was actually on WrestleMania until you mentioned it. And the guy's like, he's in the main event. I'm pretty sure you knew it. He's like, yeah, well, I've been busy.
Yeah, he's just so weird, man.
Him and Vince
he's
have been in cahoots.
just got schemes going on, man. He's so sneaky, and he's just fucking, I don't know. It was a weird interview, man.
Dana's a very weird little man.
And it was funny, too, because, like, he also said, like, I don't know, he was on a TV show or whatever, like a sports show or whatever, and they were asking him, if like, "Oh, did you speak to Conor after the incident?" And he said, "Yeah, I spoke to him today," or whatever, blah, blah, blah. How'd it go? And he basically just like, well, he kind of just justified it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he really just kind of just said, like, "Oh, it had to be done." Like, that's what Conor said, like, it had to be done or something. Like, I really don't understand what beef could have been going on, this little fighting bullshit. Like, you got the people that are scheduled to be in a ring the same day or the next day to fight Khabib and Lobov or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're fighting in a hotel room and bickering and arguing and stuff. It's like, you guys are fighting tomorrow. That is when men will squash the beef and you'll decide. You know what I mean? It's legal, sanctioned, fucking problem solving right there. Why is all this happening?
Khabib's opponent pulled out.
Yeah.
If Conor was such a fucking hotshot and a man or whatever, why didn't he step in the fight?
They would have had Conor fight him instantly. They wouldn't even
exactly. They would have did a catch weight, whatever they would have had to do. If Conor said, "I'm gonna fight Khabib right now," because
this is the business to do it.
Tony pulled out a week ago. Conor would have had plenty of time to try to cut the weight, blah, blah, blah. Fucking Max Holloway came in at like 180 something and tried to cut the weight. Conor could have tried to do the same thing. Even if it didn't, even if it fell through like the Max Holloway thing did, at least it would have got like, it looks like Conor's actually ready to go defend the belt again or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's fucking bullshit. You're going to pull all this fucking big publicity stunt to do your pro wrestling angle.
You know, man, fucking Conor could be, I don't know. It's all in his mind. He knows that they'll probably let him fight again. So this will build, like, all right, maybe it's this. Maybe it's like the shit with Floyd, how he wants to the Floyd Mayweather UFC kind of fight that everybody wanted. Because Conor is right now, he doesn't want to just fight somebody from the UFC and make X amount of dollars. He wants to be above the motherfucking bracket. He wants every fight to be a super fight. He wants it to be like that. He knows if he goes and fights Khabib, it's not going to be a super fight. You'll make your money because you're fucking Conor McGregor, but you're not going to make that Floyd money. You got a taste of that Floyd money. Floyd's not going to get in the ring with you. He's not going to get in the UFC octagon with you.
Forget about Floyd. Even the Nate Diaz shit. Yeah. Look, they did the same thing. They were throwing water bottles
because they knew they need a super fight to make the money, and Nate was all about it because he wanted some money.
A little bit,
so he decided he was going to go there and raise fucking hell, but he took it too far. And everybody who was with him didn't expect him to take it that far, but he knew and knows that he can take it that far because when all these charges go, he pays who he's got to pay. Then he's going to fight Khabib, and they're going to make it in fucking Russia. Who knows? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
how bad does UFC look if they bring him back after all this bullshit, honestly?
UFC is a savage sport. Fighting is a savage sport.
Is
Conor McGregor is a savage.
Jonathan?
Like, even Dana said, like, when it happened, it didn't affect the UFC ticket sales. If anything, they went up because people were expecting more drama. It doesn't matter. People were booing the stage, but guess what? They bought the fucking tickets. It don't matter. UFC's making that money. They don't care if they hurt the very select few people's feelings. Me, personally, I'm a UFC fan. I'm not going to be feelings are going to be hurt because I just want to see him in the octagon again. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's
but
gonna be in the octagon again.
sense, like, I don't
People,
know.
yeah, they're gonna be looking like, wow, you're lying to fight again. Hey, he got his charges. He paid his dues. Yeah, he's a free man. He ain't fucking incarcerated. He ain't kill nobody.
I mean, they were doing the same thing, or not even that, but they were letting John Jones fight, after all the shit he did. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
is Conor McGregor's
slightly
really shit
different
really
in the
worse?
sense that, like, all right, John Jones did do illegal.
He wasn't
fucking
deliberately
shit,
hurting
but
other
it
people and
wasn't like,
fighters.
and it's not at a UFC function. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
But I mean, wasn't he like smoking weed and like on, they
but
can't.
again, it wasn't at a UFC
No, I know.
function.
I
Like,
know.
I feel like that changes things so much.
Yeah, he rolled up with 12 to 20 Irish goons
It
and
ma-
fucking.
plus,
yeah, it
just
is
the
crazy.
image that it puts out that UFC, like, what are the fighters supposed to think? Honestly, like, oh, at any point in time,
They could
20 goons can
let's
roll up
put it
on
this
us
way.
in the buses
The
if they
people-
want to come kill us.
The people on the bus could sue Dana White, could
They
sue
should.
the UFC.
They should sue everybody.
You mean to tell me that we're not safe at our workplace?
Exactly.
Like, you mean to tell me that there's just people that are going to let people in? What if it wasn't Connor? What if it was some psycho
Exactly.
Russian psychopath with 12 goons that had AKs? You know what I mean? Like, that's
I would
just-
be so fucking pissed if I was any of the fighters.
They're supposed to
involved.
be the
Even
money
fighters
makers.
that weren't involved in this should be kind of.
the fighters are the fucking money makers, man. They're
Exactly.
that's a bus full of money right there. Those 3 people that didn't fight, they could have put on 3 fights in a night. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, you never know.
Not to
like,
mention, now they're sitting on the shelves. That's taking money out of it. Like, they're gonna get the money that they made for making weight, but they're not gonna get their money for fighting or winning the fight.
there's
or
gonna be
a potential
lawsuits.
bonus. Like,
Lawsuits are gonna be fucking slinging over
heads
this.
will roll.
And there's not another person on this planet that would have the balls to do that on national television other than Conor McGregor.
Which, in that sense, you got to give him credit because he's honestly the best.
That's some shit I
he's
could
the
see.
best pro wrestling
That's the shit
character in
I
the
could
world
see,
right now.
like, like in the hood, in the streets, like 18-year-old fucking savages or something, but not on the primetime stage, like with all the cameras and being who you are to do that type of shit. I mean, when he left, he spun around a little guardrail thing, like hopping and
like a
giddy.
little kid.
Like, he literally hopped up like a fucking guinea little kid and getting candy, man. Like, giggled and fucking ran off. Like the fucking Joker. Like, he's fucking sick, dude. Like, he's fucking crazy.
On drugs,
Yeah, he's
I
a
think.
bad motherfucker, dude. He's crazy. He's crazy. Fucking insane, dude. He
So-
really fucking just fucked up that UFC event, kinda, but not really. Like, you know what I mean?
As the
Gave the world
timeline
something to
goes-
talk about.
Yo, they should dub him the Joker of the UFC.
Oh, yeah.
Shit,
That's
is he
funny.
the Joker?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, thinking about it all and how, like you guys said, how he hopped out of there. I
He's
mean,
just all giddy
in
and
a
fucking
sense,
just,
you
that
That should
sense
be
of
the next promo. Like he comes in, fucking
All
with the
painted
Joker.
up.
that would
paint.
be
just that
dude,
sense of
he could
accomplishment
pull
when
it
he
off.
ran off.
Dude, that's not a bad idea. for
McGregor could
marketing.
pull that off. Yeah.
And you know what's fucked up is he was slamming on the window of Khabib, like he knew, but he threw the hand truck on the opposite side of the
Oh, 'cause
bus.
he was just
like,
trying to
he
hit the
just
bus.
blasted it, dude. That could have been our girl Rose, man.
I know.
Savage, by the way.
Which-
Fuck Conor
alright,
McGregor.
yeah.
My
Let's, like,
our
let's
girl
fast
Rose.
forward. Let's fast forward in the timeline. So Connor enters the fray, fucks everything up. 3 fights get canceled because of him. Anthony Pettis was supposed to fight Michael Chiesa, one of the people who got cut. He got a cut on his forehead. It fucked with his wake up. Blah 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 blah. They weren't gonna let him fight. So they offered the fight to Anthony Pettis. Anthony Pettis had weighed in once for his fight against Chiesa at 155.2. When they asked him for the fight again, he had already fucking started. I'm pretty sure he already started hydrating again and shit like that. So it's almost at the point where he couldn't have weighed in again. But they wouldn't let him weigh in again. That fight got canceled. Blah, blah, blah. So this is all within days that this shit is changing. So the next person to step up is Paul Felder, who was supposed to fight Ally Quintet. Paul Felder steps up. He says, I'll fight Khabib, no problem, blah, blah, blah. Paul Felder is a pretty good fighter, too. It would have been a great fight. The New York State Athletic Commission, who are a bunch of pomp-eyes, step in and say Paul Felder can't fight Khabib Nurmagomedov for the title because he's not ranked.
Nobody recognizes those rankings as any sort of
He's
official,
not
so I don't know why they
ranked
would do it
in
right
the
now.
UFC official ranking system. That is complete bullshit.
There's people that haven't fought in 6 months to a year that are still ranked.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly. You can look up some of the people because the way they come up with these ranking systems, it's all people from the media and reporters and blah blah blah, like all shit like that. Like it's a poll of like 100 people, or let's say whatever, of all just random media and bullshit people. You can look up some of the like top 10 rankings that these people have come up with, and it's clear that half of them have no idea about anything that's going on in the sport. They just follow the fucking mainstream fucking Conor McGregor, Ronda Rousey headliner news, blah blah blah. Half these rankings are made up by people who have no
Fuck,
idea.
Ronda
what the
Rousey's
fucking
probably
rankings
still
are.
ranked on them rankings.
She probably is still
Not
ranked.
even
I
joking.
wouldn't be surprised if you go on right
She's
now.
top 10.
Because she's still technically under contract from UFC too. She would probably still be ranked in the UFC bantamweight division. You look it up, folks.
Look it up.
So, Paul Felder, not ranked. They pull him from the fight. In steps Ally Quintet, Paul Felder's opponent that he was supposed to fight. He gets the fight. They say he's cool to fight, blah, blah, blah. Now you got Anthony Pettis and Paul Felder with nobody to fight. And they offered them to fight each other, but they won't do that because they're teammates. And they're not going to fight each other. So those two have no fight. Michael Chiesa, Ray Borg, and I think that's it. Or there might have been one other person.
There was 3 fights, I'm pretty sure. It was
3
Ray
fights
Borg,
got pulled.
what's his name?
So it's that was at least 6 people then that didn't get a payday.
Yeah.
So Conor McGregor cost 6 people a paycheck, fucked up UFC bad, but continuing on to UFC 223, it wasn't actually a bad show, despite all the fuckery. The fucking prelims, I wasn't really watching because NXT TakeOver was on, which I'm sure we'll talk about TakeOver. But from what I seen, it looked like there were some good fights. As the main event came on, we started watching more. The best fight of the night, I fucking showed you the fight. What was the guy's name? Zabit Murga Maga Sharipov.
Sharipov. What is it? Yeah.
Zabit Magomed Sharipov. I think that's the name. I think I said it right. Versus fucking like Kyle Bochniak or something. These fuckers.
They put on a show, man.
They
It ended
went
up
to
being
war.
fight of the night, correct?
That was fight of the night. They fucked each other up for fucking 3 straight rounds. Great fight. Before that, Joe Lozon got fucking pieced up, which wasn't too fun to watch.
Red alert. Ronda Rousey's ranked 9th on
Is
the
she still
UFC
ranked?
rankings. Ronda Rousey number 9.
Oh my God, Ronda Rousey is still ranked. All right. These official ranking systems are what got Paul Felder pulled from the fight.
Mind you, Ronda Rousey's about to be wrestling in WrestleMania
She's
tomorrow
wrestling
night.
tonight at WrestleMania in like fucking 4 hours, probably.
Still ranked 9th in the UFC.
Still ranked 9th in the UFC.
Which her last sighting was losing to Holly Holm and then getting beat up by Amanda Nunes, I believe.
Yeah, I think Amanda Nunes beating the fuck out of her was her last fight, which was embarrassing.
So those rankings stopped the fight from happening, mind you.
Yeah.
So UFC, you need to fix that immediately.
So getting to my personal fight of the night, even though it probably wasn't the most entertaining fight, but Rose Namajunas versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk, the rematch of our girls. I mean, been
What
a
a
fan
fight.
of Rose since
What a fight.
even before UFC. Fucking,
We
I
were
was
digging
following
Rose
a
when
little
she
bit.
had hair, man. Now she's
Back
the
when
bald
she
assassin.
had hair and was a bombshell.
But I'll tell you what, I was kind of torn between the Joanna fucking Rose fight. You know, I don't
was
know who
torn
I
too.
wanted to win, but while I was watching, I quickly decided that I wanted my girl Rose to win, man. I'll tell you what, she came out like a ball of fire, dude. She's got a lot of heart, man. And you know, Joanna came out to kill because she was pissed she lost her belt. You know what I mean?
Joanna looked in good shape.
But
tonight,
there was
too.
a new respect for Rose after this from the fans and from Joanna because they put on a show. And Rose had her leg was kind of beaten up, you know, but she still had that head movement.
The first
she was
2
getting her
rounds,
shots.
she was out moving Joanna. But then by the 3rd and the 4th, Joanna had just landed
leg
so
kick
many
started
leg
to set
kicks
in.
that she was slowing down. It was a close-ass fight, though.
It was 2-2 probably going to the 4th round.
That's how everybody except for the fucking judges who scored the fight said it was 2-2 going into the 5th round. And then 5th round happens, close fight, blah, 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 going back and forth. Rose probably getting the better of the exchanges from Joanna. Gets a takedown in the last 30 seconds, and that's fucking all she needed to win it, apparently.
But they had it like they were, I don't know, unanimous decision pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
It was
49, 46,
I think, yeah.
All the judges scored it, which was ridiculous.
Yeah,
Dave, your thoughts on that score?
I mean,
Did you
I
watch?
guess.
You watched the fight, right?
Yeah. Definitely a good fight. I mean, I guess they should have been closer scores. I
You
mean,
think
I
Rose
don't know.
still should have won?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm just happy they got it right. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I mean, even
I
just
was thinking it should have been a split decision.
based
honestly.
off damage, Joanna had a lot of fucking.
Yeah.
Her eye was, real swollen where she almost
her
could.
nose was fucked up.
Yeah. Didn't you say supposedly after the fact her nose was confirmed broken or?
And I'm
That
sure
was pretty
it
much us
probably is.
confirming it.
If you
Oh,
watch
you're
the fight,
saying that
it's
was-
confirmed.
A couple of them uppercuts and it was fucking confirmed.
It was bad. So yeah, that honestly, I don't
That
know,
was my fight of the night.
I don't know if I'm bullshitting when I say this, but I can't think of another women's fight that was like technically as good as this one. This might be the best.
There might have
women's
been-
fight as far as technical striking goes.
I was
in the
gonna
history
say
of
there
UFC.
there's probably been brawls that you could say maybe were more
Yeah.
exciting, but this was the highest level women's fight
Definitely.
that UFC's ever seen.
I think
highest
you can say
level.
that without question, honestly.
The striking was the highest
Two
level.
different types of strikers too, going against each other.
They didn't. Their only takedown was Rose at the very end, strictly for points, and she was probably tired. That was pretty much it. Other than that, it was a stand 'em up, bang fight.
Technical brawl. Fucking great.
Very
fight.
high level.
Definitely go out of your way to try to watch Rose versus.
I'm kind of pissed that
Joanna
Rose
Jędrzejczyk.
lost, only because I would have liked
Rose
to see
won,
a
you
trilogy.
mean.
Rose,
That's-
yes, Rose won. I would have liked to see a trilogy. You
I
know what
was
I mean? If it
thinking
would have
the
went,
same
if it would have
thing.
went 1-1, I would have liked to see a trilogy.
Yeah, as the fight was happening,
Who knows,
I was
man?
almost hoping
Joanna,
for Joanna to win.
Joanna can go ahead and beat up 3 other girls in the division, which she probably will, and they're gonna be like, "No, I guess
There's
I got to
nobody
fight
else,
again. I
yeah.
guess I got to fight again." But
I
then
think
after that, it's usually that's like the gold standard. You know, if you don't get the trilogy because it's 1-1, you get it because you still proving yourself, and then you get a chance to go back. But
Right.
you lose again. What are you gonna
Then
do,
there's
Joanna?
you
What are you
can't
gonna
do a
do? Yeah,
quadrilogy.
you can't let her lose to the same girl 4 times. I mean, eventually you're just gonna be losing ticket sales because people don't want to see the same thing.
Yep.
So Joanna's got a shot, you know, because this could fuck up your career, man. You
She's
get
gonna have to
stuck in a
wait.
rut by a young girl like Rose who's gonna be in this division for a couple years, and you can't fucking touch her. That's it. Like Anthony Johnson, he struggled to touch Danny Corm. He was knocking everybody else the fuck out, but when he got to Danny Corm, that was his fucking match, man. You know what happened? He retired. You know what I
Yep.
mean? It's you got to watch out. It could be fucking
feel
interesting,
like
man.
The
Talent's
best-
hard to come by for that weight class.
Best case scenario for Joanna at this point is this is probably gonna take her at least a year or two before she gets another title shot, right? Well, unless Rose were to lose the title to a new up and coming contender, Joanna
gets
goes
it.
back, she gets the title back, then that sets up
Rose
a
has to
Rose
come
versus
back
Joanna
and get it.
trilogy.
I'll
There
tell you
you
what,
go.
you're gonna see a lot of this happening, I think, because who the fuck is touching Rose and who the fuck is touching Johanna?
Honestly.
You know what I mean? They're destined to just keep fighting each other and to control this division.
There's like a few girls that you could say might have a chance, but all them girls just aren't there yet as far as compared to
What
Rose
weight
and
class does
Joanna.
Holly Holm fight at? That
She
one?
fights at 135.
Really?
And she's fought at 145 to fight Cyborg.
And what were Rose and Joanna? They're 115ers?
115, yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. Holly Holm seems like a little girl. I didn't think
I
she
know.
was.
They're thinking about eventually doing. I think they are eventually adding the 125 division, the in between division, which
Would
could
be
be good
interesting.
for them because any girl's oversized for 115 and undersized for 135. There you go. But
So believe it or not, I give credit to UFC though, because all this shit happened. I know it wasn't planned by them, but I'm sure, somewhat are happy that it happened. They still were able to pull off a decent card. You know, there were some good fights. You know what I mean? When an undercard gets fight of the night, that's always interesting. You know, like they
Yeah.
had a nice card together, and I was satisfied with what I seen.
Just to cover the card completely, the main event was Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Ally Quintet. Give Al all the credit in the world. He stepped in. He tried to fight a guy who's basically the fucking champion of the world on fucking 2 days' notice. He was training for a 3-round fight. He went in there. He did his best, but I mean, Khabib's just gonna Khabib you. He's gonna take you
The
down.
Khabib kebab, you're getting fried, man. It's
He's
done.
gonna take you down. He's gonna maul you, and he didn't. He took him down for like the first 2 rounds, and then he stood with him for a couple rounds too, and was still fucking him up. Khabib, I mean, he's the best lightweight in the world right now until fucking Conor decides to stop throwing dollies at fucking buses and start actually getting in the fucking
And
ring.
prolonging the time he has to fight again. Imagine how many fights Conor could have did if he was a dedicated fighter, or a dedicated champion, like a GSP or like an Anderson Silva, you know, or even John Jones in his time, or Danny Corn, where they get the belt and they ain't about the bullshit, man. They dedicate to fighting, you know, and like
From
they
a
do what they
fan's
gotta do.
perspective, that's what you hope for. Like, that's the best thing. But you could argue from a fighter's perspective, I mean, Conor's fighting as little as possible, making as much money as possible. I mean, that's like the
Yeah.
pro wrestling kind of philosophy right there. Do as little as possible, make as much money as possible. So, I don't know. He's doing it right, but at the same time, he's a fucking psychopath.
If he would have did everything he did besides the hand truck,
Besides
everything
would
have been fine.
I
If
know.
he would have rolled
would
up there
be
with his
building up
goons,
to a big fight
yeah,
with Khabib in Russia.
he should have just rolled up with his goons, like I think Lobov was happening, dude. When his eyes light up when he throws that bitch, he's like, "Oh wait, we're doing this." Like, you know what I mean? Like,
oh,
oh,
I'm
this
getting
is happening.
pulled from this card.
Yeah, like I'm fucked. Okay, like no, like if they would have just went up there beating on some windows, calling out Khabib, ha ha, the bus leaves, and then they leave. You know what I mean? That would have been one thing. But he grabbed the hand truck and he fucking blasted through the window. I mean, he could have hit 115-pound Rose in the fucking head. You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
she would have been out of the
you
fight.
know what I'm saying?
She was
like,
already considering stepping out of the fight just from all the drama she was.
that could have been a lot worse. Let's say the bus driver panicked and he floored it and he's trying to go, and then Conor throws the hand truck through the driver's window. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's this, like, he was like a fucking child out there. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like it was invoked. Nobody came to his house and fucking beat up his kids or nothing or fucked his wife. I mean, come on now. Like,
to his boy.
yeah, I mean, I saw the video, buddy. Like, I mean, dude, they were in the hallway fucking yelling a bunch of Russian and nothing was really happening. It's normal hype for the fight, I guess. You know what I'm saying? They were going to fight the next day to squash it. That would have been it. They would have shook hands after. Him flying in a bunch of people, because I'm pretty sure that he was already there in New York to support his buddy Lobov. I think he was going to be watching the UFC event, you know what I mean, or something. There was a lot of shit I read. Who knows what's true? And people are a lot of speculation.
He didn't fly in until after the argument. That's for
was
certain.
it? Okay.
That's for certain.
Yeah, because I knew that he flew in people. Like, you know what I'm saying? He could have just sent his jet. But regardless, you know what I mean? It was uncalled for, and it was over the little argument in the hallway. Like, it's just, I don't know, man.
Retarded. It's the craziest.
It was
thing
unnecessary,
ever
man.
that's
Stick to
UFC.
throwing some water bottles and fucking talking with your Irish accent. You know what I mean? Like, stick to
Talk
what you
about
had
Red
going
Panty
for you.
Night.
You were good, man. We'll fucking settle for you sitting in the fucking room all cocky like this, just talking shit to Khabib, telling him you're gonna beat him the fuck up. You know what I mean? We'll settle for the shit talking, dude. You don't have to go fucking hurt.
It's been doing well for him already.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, yeah, like, I know Conor's not the type of person that gives a fuck, but he has a fan base. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was a fucking Conor fan. I still am, but it's like, dude, like, you're acting like a fucking embarrassment.
Down a peg or
Yeah,
two,
you're
man.
definitely acting like an embarrassment. Like, when you're
He's
just
not
not
a John
fighting
Jones
anymore.
complete
Like,
scumbag.
no, like.
You know what's weird? I almost consider John Jones more of a piece of shit just because he's fucked up so many UFC cards. Like, Conor's only fucked up this one card, and it's not even a card he's on, so it's not like he pulled out of a fight.
Yeah.
But John Jones has fucked up like 3 cards from his own bullshit, and they were his own fights.
Yeah.
So I almost hate John Jones more.
John
at this
Jones was
point.
gonna fight Anthony Johnson a couple times. Like, that was.
Well,
like,
we didn't even talk about. So Brock, right? Dana's saying like, "Oh, I don't know what's going on with Brock." Blah blah blah. He's fucking main event in WrestleMania. What? The rumor is.
What?
Right now, they have Daniel Cormier scheduled to fight Stipe Miocic, light heavyweight champ versus heavyweight champ. Daniel Cormier's attempting to win 2 belts in 2 divisions at the same time. The winner of that, speculation, will be fighting Brock Lesnar. Because
That's
Brock
pretty
Lesnar, I mean, from what everybody's saying, it seems like he's done with WWE for a while and going back to UFC after WrestleMania. So
Brock just wants to prove his just broccliness. You know what I
his
mean? Like,
broccliness.
he just wants
What do
to
you think
prove
about
his
both of them
beautiful.
matchups for him? Do you think he can win either? DC, I think, just based off size, that'll probably be his better matchup. But I still think DC would toss him and make him a little bitch.
It's hard. I don't think he'd be able to muscle him. I think he'd get him with sheer technique.
He would be able to muscle.
Honestly,
him
we
after-
don't listen. I think
Alright.
that Danny Corm would probably be able to stop Brock from taking him down too much. And I think,
Brock would get
honestly,
tired.
yeah, no, I think, like, I don't know, because Danny Corm, like, his first instinct usually is to wrestle, to grab you, wear you out, fucking get on top of you, grind you.
Not
Brock's,
too much lately.
yeah, exactly. He's been
Lately-
trying to prove his striking.
Yeah.
He's been trying to stay on the feet and show that he's not that guy. Like, he wants to bang with motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like, he wants to stay up and throw hands. I think he might do that with Brock a little bit. And 2, it's hard to hold Brock down. You know what I mean? Brock, whether you like it or not, whether it's fucking
He's
about
a strong motherfucker.
whether it's about technique or not, he's a big boy. You know what I mean? I think it'd be interesting, man. I like seeing Brock in the ring just because he's a
Yeah.
freak of fucking nature.
And
he's bigger than Danny
anytime
Corm.
you match him up with anybody, it's always the
Yeah.
interesting thing. Can they deal with Brock?
Yeah, exactly. It's just there's certain ways you got to fight him and stuff. I look forward to either matchup. I mean, I'd rather see him fight Danny Corm because I think
Yeah.
it would just
I think
him
that'd
and
be a
Brock in a
bigger
ring.
fucking
I mean,
fight.
like I said, I like Brock in the ring just because he's a freak of fucking nature, dude. It's gonna be interesting. And then you see him get bitched, it's like, damn, that big boy got bitched. Or if you see him just like, oh shit, he's really that strong and he was able to hold Cormier down. You know what I mean? Like, you never know.
I
But-
think Stipe, though. If he were to fight Stipe, I think Stipe would handle him quick.
We talk real quick. You talk about
Stipe handled Ngannou.
Yeah, Stipe is a little bit bigger than Danny Corm too.
Yeah.
Like, but real quick,
Daniel Corm's gonna have a tough time with Stipe.
yeah, he
Honestly.
is, and it's gonna be interesting. But
That's good. That's a good fight. I'm looking forward to that fight probably the most out of any in this upcoming year.
I like Danny Corm, man. And now I used to have a little hatred for him.
You
But
face turned with
he's
him.
boy's got skills, and now he stands up and bangs with people.
Yeah.
But real quick, you want to talk about Conor McGregor? How he tries to fight and do as little as possible, and make as much money as possible. How about the fucking person who invented that shit, Brock fucking Lesnar?
Yeah, that's
Brock Lesnar runs
Yeah.
runs WWE, where he only shows up for their biggest events and their biggest fucking paychecks, and he only fights in UFC when he fucking feels like it. I mean, Brock is just like, he's a smart motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like,
And
he
dude,
exploits. He barely has to make appearances. He's just
look
out
at the
somewhere.
position
Fucking
he's in right now too. Ronda's gone. Connor, who knows what's gonna happen with him? He might be gone or might decide that he don't ever want to fight again. Brock is the biggest star.
He's a
UFC
super
has
fight.
With John Jones out, he's gonna get the biggest payday out of any fighter.
Exactly, dude.
He
just
Brock
lives with
is
his
the
family.
luckiest guy
Yeah,
ever.
he lives with his family and makes money strictly off being a big freak of nature. When do you see him making TV appearances, movies, shows? He ain't doing all that shit. He shows up on WWE every now and again for less than 10 minutes, and he cashes that check, and he can stay home with his fucking family, dude, and enjoy all the fucking money he makes and just enjoy being a big freak of fucking nature. He's a smart dude. I got respect for him.
Oh, yeah.
He does the least amount as possible and makes the most fucking money.
The wrestling philosophy,
And he's doing it to WWE, and now he's going to start doing it to UFC. I'll just pop back in when I need to make some cash, dude. It's crazy.
It's fucking nuts.
Because he's not going to, like, I don't know, he's just a big brute. Like, he can go and he can hang, you know? Like, he's a big, tough motherfucker. So if he gets choked out or something, he leaves and he cashes his check.
And at the end of the day, who's going to say anything to him?
Exactly.
He's still Brock.
Yeah, it's interesting, man.
Just last bit of... I think we beat UFC 223 to death.
Because it was an interesting series of events.
Week of UFC. The last MMA news that I wanted to cover, and it's more so submission grappling. It's not even MMA, and I haven't told you about this yet. Sakuraba and Josh Barnett are starting up this submission grappling promotion with the whole idea to finally make submission grappling, or just grappling in general, entertaining and fan-friendly. Because we've watched stuff like Eddie Bravo Invitational where it's submission only, Metamorphs and stuff like that where it's submission only. It's fun and entertaining and stuff, but at the same time, it's like half the times you have guys that are just going to fucking stalemate with each other. And then in Eddie Bravo's case, it goes to overtime, or in the Metamorphs case, the time runs out and it's a draw. So it's... At the end of the day, you're still not.
It's a lot more slow and technical, not as much action. You know what I mean? And, like, you have to have a greater appreciation for how hard it is to pull off some of the moves.
When niggas are actually getting submissions and stuff, I mean, there is action there, but it's like, you know, you gotta wait for it. Yep. So the whole goal of this is to increase the action of submission grappling. The way it works is you have a 5-man team, and the team has a weight limit. Hold on, let me see if I can pull this up. I think I have it on my thing. The team has a weight limit that is... Where is it here? All right. Must not exceed 430 kilograms, a.k.a. 948 pounds. So you have a 5-man team with a weight limit of 948 pounds. With the kind of idea being that you bring in a heavyweight like a Josh Barnett who weighs close to 300 pounds, and then the rest of the guys that you get are like welterweights or middleweights, blah, blah, blah. So, like, each team will have their heavyweight, and then they have their smaller guys. Now, the way the matchups actually work is, like, say you have two teams fighting each other. Each team selects, like, a batting order, almost. So it's like, all right, this guy's fighting first, this guy's fighting second, blah, 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 all the way down through 5. You don't know the other team's batting order. You send out your first guys. Say you send out their heavyweight, they send out their lightweight. If there's... Hold on, let's see what it says here. If there's more of a... No, I can't find it on there. But I'm pretty sure if there's more of like a 30-plus pound difference between the two fighters, all right, say the fighters aren't within that. It'd be a 10-minute time limit round of submission grappling with some weird rules, like there's no closed guard and stuff like that. Like certain rules that help, like, increase the action, I guess, because like with that sense, it's like the closed guard is a way of stalling,
resting position, pretty much.
Exactly. If you keep an open guard, that lets the guy move, and then you can move more. Blah blah blah. 10 minutes of that. If you got a heavyweight versus a light heavyweight, if there's a 30-pound difference, they cut the time in half to 5 minutes. If you go all the 5 fights go through, and it's a draw at the end, like nobody's won, then you send in each fighter picks one dude, and then they go into, like, sudden death overtime or whatever.
That's pretty interesting.
So the way it's going to work out for this, though, they're going to have... Their first event is going to be on April 11th, and it's going to be on Fight Pass, so I'm probably going to fucking watch it. It's going to be interesting. 4 teams, 1 team versus each other, 1 team versus each other, then the winner of those 2 fight each other in the end at the finals. And the way it works is that for the first set of fights... You have the 1 batting order, and then for your second fight in the finals, your batting order is reversed.
Okay.
So it's going to be interesting. There's going to be lots of strategy that you wouldn't normally see in a sport
A little
that-
bit of mixed matching going on with more of a
Yeah.
heavyweight guy getting stuck with a lightweight guy just due to batting orders.
I like that.
You might have a team that has 3 heavyweights that says fuck it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you never know.
Well, I think you have to have 5 people. You can't just have 3 people.
No, I'm saying like 3 heavyweights and 2 lightweights instead
Yeah,
of just
yeah,
one
yeah.
heavy and you know what I mean. Like there could be different combos of
That's
team.
what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
I think it's a cool idea.
Like you could have anchors kind of have a heavyweight in front, heavyweight in the back. You know, so when
Exactly.
they switch them, you're starting off with a
There's
heavy and you got your
strategy to it now.
It's like a fucking Pokemon
It's
fucking
a-
party,
exactly.
man. You know what I mean?
It's a team strategy kind of based submission grappling kind of thing.
That
Dave,
could be
thoughts?
interesting.
I mean, when it comes down to it, 940 pounds divided by 5 guys almost gives each person 200 pounds they can work with, and that's a pretty big guy, for
That's a good
jiu-jitsu.
little range to kind of
Yeah.
fluctuate into.
I mean, that's pretty much a heavyweight in jiu-jitsu. I would think is 200 pounds. I mean, I don't know.
Right
It'll be
around there, kinda
interesting.
like
It'll
220 and
definitely be
above, I would
there's
interesting.
people
say.
that go up to 285 in heavyweight jiu-jitsu.
I actually think UFC has a cutoff weight as
Yeah,
far as.
cut off at 265 for UFC. But for that, there's no.
How does that
limit
work for
grappling
Brock?
and
Does he
shit
have to
like
cut
that.
weight?
He has to cut
Brock
weight.
is probably
There's guys that have to
275.
cut weight to 65. I'm pretty sure Ngannou did.
No shit.
There's lots of guys that do. So yeah, I think it's interesting. I think it's a cool concept. I'm interested to see how it plays out, if it is entertaining. I really like the strategy of it, how you build your team, how you send them out. Because you could have it's like, you send out your heavyweight first, and the idea that he's either going to go fuck up their heavyweight instantly or take out 3 of their lightweights
Yeah.
instantly. And then you just got your lightweights left to clean up. Or you keep your heavyweight as the anchor, like you said. Or you take 2 heavyweights, you bookend them. I don't know. Seems
Very
cool.
interesting concept.
It's gonna happen within the week, so fucking by next podcast we'll be reporting about it, telling you how it went. Was it entertaining? Was it fun? Was it cool? And today, as we're recording, it's probably actually starting up right now. WrestleMania, everybody! I've already watched tons of fucking wrestling from the weekend. We're probably not gonna talk about it today because we're already running out of time here. Seen NXT. I've seen the WrestleCon Super Show. I watched Lucha Underground versus Impact. We'll talk about those matches and the WrestleMania matches on the next episode. Any closing thoughts, gentlemen?
That's pretty much it, man. Today
Yeah,
was
that's
all
it
about
for now.
Connor.
As I figured it would be, we're probably talking about we would talk about MMA most of the show today.
We stay with what's current though, so we'll keep you updated for next week too. I mean, we're gonna be a lot of WrestleMania, some more video games, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, and definitely gonna be some more gaming content coming out. There's already been a shit ton of gaming content that's come out, and oh yeah, we haven't even mentioned. You can probably actually see us on this fucking video because we're recording in actual HD, everybody.
Looking
which
official.
This will be the standard for videos going forward. So, in closing, I've been Tank Franklin.
Jonathan, aka Way Too Nice, in the building.
And Gentle Warrior.
And this has been the Squadcast.
They sunk us. Sunk us. Shit. There's nobody on the. There's nobody. Yep. I see a shark in the water too there. Be careful, guys. Wait, there's someone behind you. Be careful.
All our stuff.
He's right here. He's right here on the shore. We're coming
I
at
see
you.
him. I'm going after him.
Oh,
He's
man.
dead. All right. Killed one of them.
They see it. They're going after it. Taking it.
You guys coming? They're looking to shoot at us here. I guess you are. They have treasure aboard? You're aboard. Man. Did they find our treasure? I don't see anyone running with treasure yet. I don't know, but you guys better hurry up. Let's kill these guys.
Oh yeah. Hey Frank, I'm back. Oh.
Alright, we gotta repair some damage.
Oh, he got me. Son of a bitch.
swimming back to their ship. He's on his cannons. Yeah, bitch, I'm back. Where the fuck did you go? God damn it.
See these guys or what? I am. Waiting for them. Well, we gotta climb on board, guys. Be ready. He's on board. Look out.
Where is he? Oh, can't believe he got me again.
I'm on board now.
Dropped our anchor. There he is. He's jumping around, doing the halo shit. Yep.
Ready to go overboard?
Yep. How's he not dead?